close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips. No, this is not the karaoke version of Lessons of a Lashpreneur. This is actually Q&A day here, and I think our friend who asked the Q today, Miss Brighton, has lost that love and feeling for lashes. Now, how many of you out there are getting a little burned out on running a business? That you signed up for running a lash business because you just love lashes so much, and yet you're kind of finding out that's not as fun as you thought it would be. And maybe you're just lacking some clarity, or maybe you're just not cut out for it and you're just over it. Now, our cue today comes from Brighton Custo, and she asks, how do you single-handedly run a business? Fantastic question. She says there is no time to grab a sip of water, let alone get up and give each client the proper hello and see you later that she really would prefer to do. She says there's no getting back to potential and current clients during the day, and she feels like her entire focus goes into being behind the chair and that there's no time for anything else. I think our friend Brighton here is struggling with a little bit of Lashpreneur burnout, and it is very normal and very common to get to this point in your business. And this is actually a great point and a great catalyst for change for Brighton. So if you said yes, or if that sounds anything like you, then stay tuned today as I share some ways that we can stop the burnout and get back to that passion and love for creating a business that really fulfills us and pays us well to be lash artists. All right, who here wants to do all the things? Do you want to be all the things to all the people all the time? If that's you, if you're like, yes, that sounds exactly like me, then I'm likely not the person for you. Then I'm likely not the business coach that you're going to want to continue to follow, because I don't abide by that. I don't want to be all things to all people all the time. I'm not 7-Eleven. I'm not open 24/7. I am someone who wants to have healthy business boundaries. I'm someone who wants to have a personal life that I enjoy and that fulfills me, because that is the most important thing to me, is my family, right? Most of us can relate to that, especially if you have kids. Like, that's why you're doing this crazy Lashpreneur thing. But us in this mentality of I have to show up and be all things to all people gets us into a pretty disastrous rut when running a business, because we, if we haven't had experience in running a business before, are used to being an employee and having somebody say, no, actually you have to go home. We're not going to pay you anymore, so please go home. Please don't stay here any longer. But as a business owner, you can kind of take your business with you. It's in your head, so you're thinking about it all the time. And if it's not paying you well, or it doesn't feel worth it, then that becomes a prison. Your head becomes a prison where you just stay running in circles, never ever able to escape. So I myself hate the feeling of burnout, and I've had it many, many times. And to me, it's always this trigger of, okay, Tara, you went too far down one path and you lost sight of why you got into this thing. I hate when my business stops being fun and it stops exciting me and motivating me and feels heavy. I made a decision very, very early on in my life, watching my dad kind of hustle, you know, the old school mentality of, you know, you got to work 12-hour days and blood, sweat, and tears and all that kind of stuff. I really wanted to focus on having a job and a career that I was passionate about. I didn't know what that was. I mean, I didn't even know that I was going to do this, you know, 3 years ago, but I knew that I wanted to be fulfilled by a job or a career. And so I spent all of my 20s trying to find that, failing miserably. And now that I'm in my 30s, I've finally taken all of my experience and combined it into one little baby I call the Lashpreneur. And that is now providing an income that I love. It didn't always. It's been a more recent thing that the income has been really good for the Lashpreneur. And it's fulfilling me in deeper ways, and it's providing a lifestyle and a growing lifestyle for my family that I'm kind of on board with. So how do we ignite that passion back for you so that you don't go so deep down the rabbit hole of hustling and entrepreneurship that you actually hate your business and you actually don't enjoy lashing anymore, and you actually give terrible customer service because you're so burned out, you're so stressed, you're taking so many clients in a day that you don't have time to breathe. So life can be a major buzzkill when it comes to running a business, right? We all jumped into running a lash business because we loved lashing so much and we were hooked on it and committed to it. But as life would have it, we do have to earn a living, right? It can't be a side hustle or a hobby forever, at least not for most of us. And so there's this added pressure of having to achieve and perform and grow and be successful and keep up with the Instagram Joneses, if you will, to have this constant pressure on you to make your business success. It's like shoving a circle into a square peg. If I just push hard enough, it might eventually go through, rather than finding the right circle hole for the circle peg. So here's 3 ways that you can get back that loving feeling for your lash business. First, audit your business and audit your life. Now, inside of the Lashpreneur Society, I teach on how to automate, delegate, or eliminate things in both business and in life. Because anything that we can do to get time back, especially as entrepreneurs, is going to be huge, not only for your capacity to enjoy your craft, enjoy your artistry, enjoy your kids, enjoy your husband, enjoy your life, but we often spend so much time running in circles doing things that don't really do anything to move our business forward. So if we can get some clarity on what it is that we can get off of our plate so that we have more capacity and maybe I'm putting it out there, maybe some free time. I don't know. Does that sound weird? Like, is there somebody watching who's like crazy bored because they just have all this time and sitting back? I mean, I know I'm not. I'm always trying to add stuff to my plate, and that's something that I'm working on in therapy. But just to enjoy running a business. It is possible, guys. Believe me, it is totally possible. And to enjoy the artistry, the craft, the challenge that lashing can bring. So some samples of what you could automate, eliminate, or delegate, aside from what I teach inside of the Lashpreneur Society. So you can automate things like online booking. I know some people are like, oh, no, my clients will never use online booking. Well, then you have the wrong clients. They need to get with the times. Online booking is not a new thing, but that takes so much of your time away from the things that you could be present in when you're texting back and forth, trying to agree on a time with a client, or they can't schedule online at 7 o'clock at night without you being involved in it. It really isn't necessary for you to be involved with every single client booking an appointment with you. It really isn't. The online booking softwares we have now are so complex, have so many features to automate that process so that you, the lash artist and business owner, doesn't have to be involved in that process. Maybe not for every single client. Sometimes there are tricky things, but I can't recommend online booking enough. Even your bookkeeping can be something that's automated. QuickBooks, I love QuickBooks. I use QuickBooks. It is an automated thing. I can set up rules where one transaction comes in and it automatically categorizes it for me. So I only have to look at a couple transactions a month to categorize them because the rest are automatically categorized for me. Emails, you can auto respond to emails. You can have these kind of templates that you respond to with your emails on the most common questions that you get asked. For the most part, if you think about it, through email, you probably get the same 3 to 5 questions over and over and over again. So if you're taking time to write out an email response to every single one, couldn't you be a little bit faster at that and just create a template and just kind of fill in a few details here and there without having to reinvent the wheel the whole time? Now, as far as delegating things, I tend to delegate first in my personal life before my business, especially when you're new. Now, I've gotten to the point where I've delegated things in my business as well, but when you are a solo lash artist and your time is the most important thing to you and you don't have a team to start delegating to, start delegating home tasks first. It can be something as simple as delegating grocery shopping. Most major grocery stores, Amazon, Whole Foods, what else? There's so many other ones. You can grocery shop online and have it delivered to you, and you don't have to spend an hour or 2 at the grocery store. Especially if you have kids, you know the grocery store is a nightmare with kids. So why not get that time back so that you can relax, or you can take an extra client? Usually if you spend a certain amount, you can get free delivery. So there really is no reason why you shouldn't be doing that. You could sign up for those meal planning programs that ship you all the ingredients and all you have to do is cook it. Now, I'm so, I don't know that I'm lazy. I'm so in this mode of delegating that I actually want to have somebody create the meal for me. So all I have to do is heat it up, because I would rather focus all my time and energy on either working or being present with my kids than having to cook everything all the time. Plus, right now I'm doing keto and I don't want to think so much about food that's all I'm obsessing over all day long. I just want something easy when I'm hungry. Bada bing, bada boom. Something else, you can delegate out house cleaning. Have somebody come in, just start off with once a month. Have somebody come in and clean your house. You know, do you really want to be scrubbing toilets, or can you pay somebody maybe $10, $12 an hour to do that for you? Dog walking. If you walk your dogs for, half an hour each day, can you have somebody come do that for you so you can spend an extra half an hour preparing breakfast, eating with your kids, taking a yoga class, getting, to work early so that you can get set up for the day. And then hell, you could even hire a virtual assistant for under $5 an hour on editing your photos for social media and your before and after lash photos. There's a wealth of things that you could be doing to delegate both personal and business tasks that you don't really need to be doing, because your time is best spent either lashing or being present with your personal life. And then eliminating. Guys, there's probably half the things you're doing in your business that you could probably eliminate, and it really wouldn't make a difference in your business. I know you're like, no, but I have to count all of my lashes every single month to make sure I know what I have. No, just have a trigger for when if you had 5 strips left. That was my trigger for me. When I had 5 strips left in a single length tray, I knew I needed to reorder that month. So I just write it down on my kind of reorder list, because I used to go through every single tray and count how many strips I had left to make sure that I never ran out. But God forbid you run out of C.17 or C.07 in 10 millimeter, and had to use an 11 millimeter for the next client. I mean, it's not the end of the world. But how many hours of your life do you spend aimlessly on social media, trying to network with people, trying to follow other lash artists to see when the new trainings are coming out in your city? If you just even removed those apps from your phone so that you only did them, or you were intentional about scheduling it out in advance, that you weren't getting sucked into it on your phone, that you actually just spent, I'm only going to block out 15 minutes because I'm at my computer and I'd rather be on my phone, or I'd rather be present with my family, then you can be a lot more intentional about saving time instead of wasting time on social media. Social media is the biggest time suck there is. And I'm very active on social media, but with intention and with a purpose. Y'all, if you friend requested me on Facebook, I don't accept friend requests, because I don't post anything on my personal page. There is not a thing on my personal page that's worth looking at or interesting at all. I don't even have a personal Instagram account. Everything I do, I go on for business, for social media, and then I get off. So it's for business only and not for personal life. Now, I'm not judging those of you who have personal interest on there, but it can be such a time suck that it actually works against you and becomes this whole mindset issue where you're trying to compare yourself to other people. And I don't have time for that. My brain is already kind of battling against me and my confidence and moving forward and providing value, that I don't need somebody on Instagram and their Instagram highlight reel to make me feel like I'm not doing enough in life, Amen, right? How about that monthly networking brunch you've been religiously going to for 5 months that's never once brought you a customer? Do you really have to continue going to that? Maybe not. What about that hairstylist that you've been doing a trade with for months on end, and she's high maintenance, always late, and has never once sent you a single client? Do you really need to keep doing her lashes? Or can you say, well, this was a great time, thank you so much, but I would rather us, end our relationship here. Let's stay friends, but I just can't provide free lash services anymore. I'm taking a different direction in my business. Well, you can blame it on me. That's fine. Say your business coach said no more free services. That's fine. I'm okay with that. What about that guilt you've been carrying around? Can we eliminate that? Can we eliminate that I'm not doing good enough? I should be doing more. I should be doing 20 different things in my business. And, homegirl down the street is doing it all, and she drives a Mercedes, and I'm driving a jalopy, and I'm not good enough. Can we just get rid of that guilt? How much energy and time do you spend trying to convince yourself that you're better than what you're currently living? Aren't you doing your best right now? And if you're not, for sure, do more. But if you're doing your best right now, maybe we let go of the guilt a little bit to free up our enjoyment of what we're doing and enjoy the journey and the process rather than always striving for that destination. And guys, I have these conversations with myself all the time. Another tip to start loving your business again is get clarity on your business and the direction you want it to go, so that you can reignite that passion, so that you can focus on the things you need to focus on and say goodbye to everything else that is draining. If you're so busy working in your business and you have zero time to work on it or even enjoy it, think back to how did you get here? You likely kept chasing a unicorn. You likely got distracted by shiny object syndrome of money and status and accolades. You likely didn't have a clear picture of what you wanted your business to be, so you're chasing everybody else's version of it. How's that working for you? Go back to the reason of why you started your business in the first place and look at the journey you've been on since there. At what point did you start getting away from that excitement, that joy, that anticipation of what your business could be? And when did you start going down a path of taking more and more clients, working more hours in the day, not having weekends or nights anymore, to where all you feel like is, I just work all the time and I can't even stop to do social media marketing or do networking or strategic partnerships because I just don't have the capacity or the time to do it? Where did you start to veer off? And then how can we get you back there? What can you take off your plate, automate, eliminate, or delegate to get to that point in your business? You likely need clarity on what it is that you should be doing in your business and not just trying to figure it out on your own. And you don't have to figure it out on your own. In fact, stay to the end and I will share with you a way that you can actually start to enjoy your business. And it's a free training I've got coming up. And then lastly, you're likely focusing on the wrong areas in the business, like I said, that are not going to grow your business, but there are areas that you can focus on that actually do serve a purpose to grow your business. Like if you're taking Groupon clients, you're one of those people that are wasting your time on the wrong things. You're taking discount seekers instead of actually learning how to market yourself. If you're taking more than 5 or 6, borderline 7 clients in a day, any more than that, you're risking burnout and injury. Of course you're tired. Of course you feel like you don't have enough time. Of course you feel like you can't take a weekend off or a vacation. You are on this hustle hamster wheel that doesn't seem like you're going to get off anytime soon. You focused on the wrong things in your business and you don't have a strategy to get yourself out of that place. If you are posting in Lash Artist Lounge or another Lash forum to get other Lash artists to follow you, you are killing your chances at potential customers ever seeing your posts. So all of your social media marketing is not going to work when you have a bunch of Lash artists following you. You are wasting your time doing that. And if you're posting religiously on social media and you do have the right followers, but you don't have a website to send them to get more information, you are also using social media as an epic waste of time, because social media can be very effective to grow your business and get clients in the door. But most Lash artists I see are using it wrong. They are using it like they would a personal Instagram, but it's a very different strategy for business use of Instagram. So if you want to stop wasting your time, if you want to get clarity to stop working so much in your business and start working on it, or you want to know just exactly where you should be focusing on your business so that you can find that passion again and get paid well for something that you love to do so much, like eyelash extensions, then you're in the right place. I have created a free, completely free, 4-part video series called Your Best Year Ever. Inside this video series, I'll show you the top 5 areas that you should be focusing on in your business. And yes, you can forget all of the rest. The top 3 ways to make more money in your lash business, because who doesn't want more money? I show you how to get more clarity and direction in your lash business this year, starting right now. And how you can go from a struggling lash artist to having your best year ever. If you'd like to join me inside of this free 4-part video workshop series, you can do so and register at thelashpreneur.com/free workshop. And I hope to see you inside the workshop. And until next time, have a good one.